What's the kinkiest thing you've ever done? Story 1. About once a week for a year in college I would sleep with my girlfriend's roommate with my girlfriend watching. The roommate was really shy and never did anything socially. She had gotten out of a long-term relationship right before school started and drunkenly told us the only part she missed was regular. My girlfriend suggested she could use me, with some rules. Girlfriend would always be there, but never join. Always use condoms. Anything kinky had to get approved by golf, and we don't tell anyone. After a year, the living arrangements changed so I wasn't used anymore. A year later, girlfriend and I broke up, and roommate and I became friends with benefits. Story 2. I had a girlfriend for a while who didn't really want to do much physically but was fine with me fooling around with her admittedly hotter best friend. She wanted to go out on dates, be in a relationship, and some heavy make-out sessions but had little interest in anything like we had. She did enjoy it. However, if asked if she wanted to, would answer with the same tone as sure, if everybody else wants dessert, I'll get one. Her best friend, however, wanted to get experience in bed but was super shy around guys. My girlfriend then volunteered me while we were all hanging out, hey, why don't you have with him? It feels great to an "are you serious" moment from me. So it became almost the norm that either her friend would join us on dates, or if my girlfriend wasn't in the mood and I was, that we'd swing by her friend's place after a date. We'd have fun while my girlfriend kept lookout for the friend's dad and brother. Then we'd all hang out before I'd be sent home while my girlfriend spent the night. Rarely, if we knew nobody was around, my girlfriend would be in the room with us and would be talking to her friend as if I wasn't actively having with her. Only once was there anything like a three-way, and that was my girlfriend agreeing to being in her panties while we made out and her friend blew me. I can't even remember what triggered her agreeing to it, but it was probably a bad dare, as she got prickly about being seen as chickening out. We broke up later due to me having to move a bit further away. She didn't want a long-distance relationship, despite it still being close enough I could see her at any time. But her friend was still on board with occasional fun time. Then I dated the friend for a bit, but it quickly became apparent that while I wanted to see her naked, and chance I got airheaded does not begin to describe it. I'd only hung out with her either when I wasn't using the upper head or when my ex had done most of the talking. Without that, she basically ran on autopilot. Story 3. Used to drive Lyft and was given 3 women a ride to a concert in downtown Los Angeles. On the way there, all 3 of them flashed me their breasts, asked me my opinions on their breasts, and then had me grope them for judging how nice they were. Needless to say, one of my favorite rides to drive for. Got a 5-star rating too. Story 4. Actually very recent. My boyfriend went to Google something in front of me, not realizing drunk he did not go incognito on his last search. He was mortified, as it meant he had to confess to having a desperation peeing fetish. Essentially, someone holding their pee to the point they can't help but wet themselves. Honestly, I thought it was hot that he had a kink like this. We spoke more about it. He showed me a video of what he liked. I ended up making one for him and he loved it. Now, we do it in real life, and he enjoys when I finally pee on him. It doesn't do anything for me, but I love how much it does for him. He'll come home sometimes, and I'll just casually say I've been needing to pee for hours, and then next thing I know we're naked. Never, ever thought I'd even try it, let alone keep doing it. God, I love him. Story 5. Variations of threesome between the girls and myself, or just the girls and I would watch, or vice versa. 2 of the girls had boyfriends, so did threesome swapping with them and their boyfriend and one of the other girls. Basically every day in the house we just walked around in our underwear, and if you were horny, your underwear had to be off. So I was naked most of the time. The girls had a blowjob contest amongst themselves throughout the year to see who could get me off the fastest. Lots of naked cuddles, group cuddles, random. Just to start. Story 6. I had a threesome with 2 guys, in the part where I was taking one from behind and doing oral on the other, and out of my mind as my most "what am I doing" moment. It was intense. Story 7. My girl and I lived in a very rural northern U.S. area, so desolate they roll up the streets at night. We'd go out in my car after dark, drive around naked. She'd sit right for me until she got me inside her. She would steer the car, and I could reach the gas and brake pedals with my feet. Faster, slower were her commands. Mine were stopped or slow down. We'd drive around for hours like that. Such a rural area. We'd never encounter a car. If we were getting wound up and needed a release, we'd just pull over to the side of the road and consummate this part of our midnight drive. Drive away and do it on a different road again. Lots of old logging roads, so there was always some place we could devour each other. We were young and ready to go any time, night or day. Her parents were sort of local party animals, so we'd get drafted to babysit late at night, and we'd cover up under a blanket and watch the kids watch TV, and she'd get me inside her, just like out in the car. At breakfast in the morning, the kids would sleep late, so we'd have a quiet breakfast. Then I'd climb under the kitchen table and have her for breakfast. All that, and only once did we almost get caught. This was a small town in a huge area. I'd bet every kid in town with a car, with all kinds of unused logging roads and swimming ponds, had several small lakes and deserted back roads, had more than one secret makeout spot, to enjoy a romantic interlude in the au natural with their young lover of the day.